everybody, welcome to Mark's Remarks. Now today I'm going to be making a dish I don't think I've ever done before. It's going to be, there's going to be boiled potatoes, which are then going to be fried in a frying pan along with some sausage here, and what else? Some cheese. Anyway, some cheese. Let me show you. Okay, first thing we're going to do, I'm going to be using some small potatoes. These are called baby potatoes. They're £1 for 750 grams. There you go. So, okay. Now the thing is, I'm going to slice them up. I don't know whether the correct, I'm sort of making this up as I go along, you see. I don't know whether the correct thing to do would be to boil them, then slice them, then fry them, but I don't know. But I'm going to do it this way. There we are. So there you go. There's light shining on it. So you've got lots of little slices here. I'm going to put these in the pan of pre-boiling water, and as you can see, the clock says almost 7:30. I'll boil these, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. I'll wait till it boils. I'll stick a fork in there, see if they're done. That's how I'll know how long it takes to cook them, because anyway, but we'll find out together. Okay, the potatoes, by the way, the water was on 12 to try and get it to the boil. I've just turned it down to 10. It's going to take a few minutes to bring back to the boil. While that's doing, I'm going to take my block of Co-op's own brand mature cheese. I think it's about £2.20. Okay, and now I'm gonna grate some of this cheese. There you go. Yeah, this is a really good way. If you're doing, if you type in Mark's Remarks George Foreman grill, I've done a load of sandwiches or toasties on there, and I use grated cheese. It really melts well. It really goes well with a toasted sandwich. And this way, although, you can buy it grated, of course, but it's actually cheaper if you've got a grater to do it yourself. Anyway. Okay, so I'm going to carry on with that. Okay, the cheese is grated. It's on standby. There we go. Next step is, where's it gone? Now, I'm going to slice up some of this Mattessons smoked pork sausage. Now, I'm going to be using this. Might do a few more different dishes with bacon and chicken and all kinds, but today I'm going to be using the sausage. So, here we go. Let's see, I use half. Okay, put the other half away for another dish. Okay, as you can see, the potatoes have been boiling for about 5-6 minutes. Sticking a fork in there, a knife in there, see if they're soft. They're not doing too bad. It's not going to take too much longer, just a couple more minutes. Right, now I'm going to dice up the sausage. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to do it into thin, small, very, not very thin, but yeah, thin slices. Because remember, the thinner you go, the further the meat will go in the dish. If you do it really, chunky, it doesn't go very far. So, do them fairly thin. Thicker than a coin, maybe a £2 coin. Sort of that thickness. And of course, you know, you don't have to use this. You can use regular sausages. You can use any kind of meat you like. Okay, there you go. As you can see, fairly thin slices. Plenty of them. Okay, the potatoes are pretty much done, I think. They're soft. I've been putting a fork in there and there's no resistance. Let me see. Right, now I'm going to go for the frying pan. Put it on 9, I think. A little bit of vegetable oil. Cheapest brand they got. Not too much. I'm going to put, you can always add more. Now I'm going to drain the potatoes and fry them up. And as you can see, the potatoes took pretty much 10-12 minutes. That's all they are. You know, once they were sliced up, 10 to 12 minutes in the boiling water, and that's all it takes. Okay, so this, I'm not sure this is going to be hot enough yet, but I'm going to put them in there anyway. There you go. Probably hear that sizzling away. I want to make sure that each one of these is, especially the corners, face down, so they get nice and browned. I'm going to brown these off. Eventually, oh, they're sticking to the, there you go, that's better. Yeah, brown them off on one side, spin them over, and then eventually put the sausage in there as well. There you go, keep them moving so they don't burn. Let's see, they're on 9. I'll put them down to 8 for a moment. See how that goes. Okay, I've put it back up to 9. We're going to put a little bit more oil in here. Just a couple of tablespoons. I can always remove the oil, the excess oil, once I'm near the end. There we go. Trying to make sure every piece has got contact with the heat. Just to want to brown them off, because they've already been cooked, and you could actually eat them as they are. But they're cooked, and I want to brown them off. I want to get them started to be brown before I throw in the meat. Because when the meat happens, it could be another 5 minutes. Okay, there you go. Just so in case you're interested in keeping track of the time there, it's been that long. All right, it's been about 15 minutes now, all in all. With the boiling and the frying. Now, they're starting to brown. Some of the potatoes are browning faster than others because they've had more contact with the heat. So now I'm going to throw in the meat. Now, again, this can be any kind of meat. This, you can put. I might try this again with a few variants. Try a different style of dish with the same thing, but with bacon, perhaps chicken. I'll do the same thing but different with a few other ingredients. Anyway, there you go. So we're just going to fry that up. Keep that on the heat. It's on 9. So that'll take another 5 minutes. Yeah, because I don't know whether that'll show up, but that's fairly brown on that side and not so on the other. So it's important to keep them turned over. You don't want to get burnt on one side, but yeah, it's all good. Even if it's dark, because it's all cooked. You see, we've got boiled, so it doesn't matter if one side is even darker than the other because it's cooked. Okay, do that for a few more minutes. Okay, it's 10 to 8 now, so it's been 20 minutes from start to finish. From that's the boiling of the potatoes, the frying of the potatoes, adding in the frying of the meat. I think in hindsight, I would have put the meat in later, at least 5 minutes later, just to give the potatoes an extra chance to brown off. But I would have also cut the potatoes thinner, I think. It's still going to work out fine because the boiling process cooked the potatoes through. But yeah, next time I do this, definitely potatoes, half as thick as what they are, because they're, some of these are like a centimetre. Yeah, about a centimetre, so I'll make each one half a centimetre. Okay, yeah, the meat is getting very brown now, which, like I say, I would have liked that to be postponed by about 5 minutes. Okay, so that is pretty much done. Now it is time for the last ingredient. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this down to 7. I should have done that a minute ago to let it cool down a little bit. Yeah, the meat's starting to get a bit brown, which is fine. Okay, yeah, the heat's down to 7. So, last ingredient. I'm going to sprinkle some, in fact, I'm going to turn that down to 6. Because, in actual fact, what I'm going to do is take this off the heat slightly. It's on 6, but that's still not low enough. So I'm just going to lift it off the heat surface, because there's so much heat coming from the pan and the food, the potatoes, the meat, and that. And there's plenty enough to melt the cheese. This is where grated cheese. You can, like I say before, you can buy grated cheese. It's because they price it in a certain way, but like shops nowadays, they tell you what the pence per pound or kilo or whatever the hell, And I noticed that grated cheese is about £2 more than a block of cheese. Like a block of cheese, say, it'd be, £2.20 for a block of cheese, but by the kilo it might be, £9.20, whereas grated would be £11.20, sort of around there, So it's cheaper to buy a block and grate it yourself, if you don't mind, grating it, which is not too much of a problem, providing you've got a grater. All right. There you go. Again, in hindsight, I would have probably... I thought I had loads of cheese, but it's melted away to nothing. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off and plate this up, and we'll see what it tastes like. And there we are with the finished product. It looks, different than what I thought it would be, but it's still... you see, on the lens, I can see it's very dark. I mean, the meat is should have gone in later. But this is the kind of thing, if you're going camping or you've got a camper van or a caravan and you're going out, you could do this all in one. Well, you boil the potatoes in one pan, but you fry it in another, so 2 pans, Or I've got a microwave, boil the potatoes in there. Yeah. Potatoes are well cooked. They're given the choice, I would have had them fried a little bit longer, just to brown them off, and of course the meat later. Extra cheese, that the amount that I had looked like a good amount of cheese, but didn't seem to be enough. Okay, let's try it. This is good. And the whole lot, it's 5 to 8 now. So the whole lot took 25 minutes to cook. What with only 3 ingredients. One of them didn't need to be cooked as such, just melted. Yeah, I used mature cheddar. I've got a taste for mature cheddar now. I used to like them, go for the mild. Yeah, let me tell you, this is good. And of course, if you're at home, you could put in a few beans with this. Throw in an egg. I don't know, fried onion. You know, oh, this is good. And the potatoes only took 10 minutes to boil. You know, and that was I don't know. So if you don't, if you didn't slice them up beforehand, it maybe an extra few minutes. But 10 minutes is all it took to boil those. Another 10 to fry. Yeah, definitely needs more cheese. Oh, this is good. Anyway, so yeah, like I say, you can have it as a snack if you're going camping, whatever. Do it over an open fire. Let me know what you think. What would you add to this? What would you have instead of well, instead of cheese? What would you add to this to make it more substantial meal? You know, it's quite a good snack as it is. It's got everything you need. You know, it's got potatoes for your carbs. It's got your cheese for a bit of bit of fat. Anyway, all right. Let me know. Please hit the thumbs up. Leave a comment in the thing. And thank you to everybody for watching.